It is back at it with another episode for you guys of Swish and Miss. I'm your man Greg, giving my NBA predictions for today, January 13th, 2024. If you find any of this information helpful, I really appreciate if you hit that like button down below. Let's get into yesterday and keep moving and pushing forward into today's lineup. And we got a nice slate we're looking at. Yesterday, public pick on Twitter was the Nuggets. Take them on the spread. They covered nicely. Minus 5.5 was nothing. They beat them by double digits. I think about by a dozen points. And they were leading about a good 15. I think about 15 the whole game, 10, 15. Almost not 20, but definitely double digits. They were leading the whole game. That was a nice pick there yesterday. Hit that like button if you're following us and you're cashing along. And if not, go on Twitter and make sure you're following along at Black Cat Parlay. Let's get into our games for today, guys. Our first one, we're looking at the Houston Rockets and the Milwaukee Bucks. Houston Rockets are on a back-to-back. This line opened up at 12.5, plus 12.5 for the Houston Rockets, has moved to plus 15.5. So books are really favoring the Celtics here. If we look at the injury report, we got Jeff Green. We don't know what's going on with him right now. He might not be playing tonight. Eason, Brooks, and Alapido are all injured. We've been hurting without Brooks there on the Rockets. Let's go ahead and see on the Boston side. We have nobody on the injury list. With this game, guys, it's Boston or nothing. Let's look at, I don't think we really need to say probably all the money's on the, got to be on the Celtics here tonight, guys. And let's see if I can bring that up finally. There we go. All right, we're looking at a handle of $125,000. 92% of the money lines, on Boston. I mean, there's no money to make there. So, and on the spread, we got 80% of the money is on the spread. This is a lot of digits. So, I'm not the Celtics are good, but there's a lot of points. So, I'm going to move on. I'm probably going to stay away from this game tonight, to be honest. Let's get into something that looks a little bit better here. Our next game, we were looking at the Wizards and the Hawks. Hawks are on a back-to-back as well, and the Wizards have just been up and down all season. They've been covering here and there, and the Hawks on the injury list, they have Trae Young as TBD, which, again, I'm like, what's that? And I looked on ESPN. They have nothing on there for him yet, so I don't know if something occurred last night during the game, and maybe he didn't come back, but Wesley Matthews, TBD, and then we know Hunter's out, Gayu's out, and Krejci is out. So Hawks, I'm not too worried about their injury list here. On the other side, on the Wizards, Shamit is questionable, Johnny Davis questionable. I would go with the Wizards here. Let's look at the money here, where the money lines are. Again, Wizards opened up at +8. They moved to +7. So, and we're looking at a handle here of just over 100,000. 70% of the money line is on Atlanta, and the spread 40% is on Washington, 60% on Atlanta. This one is close. I'm going to be leaning either way. I'm going to honestly be waiting to see what's going on with Trae Young. And follow me on Twitter if I make a play on this right now. I'm not the biggest fan of giving the Hawks 8 points. I like the Wizards here a little bit better. I know the Hawks can play back-to-back games, that they can win on a back-to-back game. So I'm going to wait on this game right now is how I feel on it. And I'm looking at some other games that look a little bit better. Let me see if there's any props that stand out to me here. If Trae Young plays, maybe I'll look at his assists. But anyhow, let's keep it moving into our next game, guys. There's better games out there. Let's keep pushing. I like this game a lot, guys. The Knicks and the Grizzlies. This line opened up at -6.5 for favoring the New York Knicks, has moved to -8. So right now on the injury list, we know Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks. Maybe he'll be back at the very end of the season. That's a different story. Jalen Brunson's questionable. Excuse me. So Jalen Brunson's questionable. And then on the other side for the Grizzlies, this is our news, is that Desmond Bain is TBD. He left the game last night with an ankle injury and never came back. So that is not good for the Grizzlies. Derrick Rose is injured. Marcus Smart is injured. Brandon Clark injured. And we know John Moran and Steve Adams are out for the season. Santi Aldabama is also TBD. I'm running on down to ESPN real quick, seeing if I can pull anything on the Memphis Grizzlies updated injury report here. Desmond Bain, I do have something here. Just said that he left the game. And Santi might be back. He just didn't play last night. He said his knee was bothering him. So he might be back for tonight's game. I went ahead and took the Knicks in the first half at -3.5, and I took the Knicks in the full game at -6.5. This just looks like a. Also, I looked in back-to-back. Grizzlies are playing a back-to-back game. The Grizzlies have not won a back-to-back game all season. They have not won one. So I already chalked this up as they're going to lose. We know the Knicks are much better team than they have been recently. In the last outing 5-6 times, they are playing significantly better than they have all season. Going where the money is real quick on this Knicks game. It looks like 80% of people have their money on the money line. And for the spread, 70% of people have their money on the spread. So some people are favoring with the Grizzlies. They are playing in Memphis, and the Grizzlies did not have to travel. They got to stay there. But they are playing the back-to-back. So I feel like this is money with the Knicks. They came out a little weak against the Dallas Mavericks last game, but playing the Dallas Mavericks, it really did put them in their place and showed them they have to come out and play hard from the get-go every game. And really, the game previous to that, they played the Trailblazers, which I think the Trailblazers, just because they're a weak team, it didn't help the Knicks. It made them a little weak, to be honest. And then going to Dallas, I think they planned an easy, I had money on Knicks there as Luka was out, Lively was out. I'm sure that mentally they thought, like, this game is not going to be that hard. Some of the superstars are not even playing tonight. And they went in and Kyrie lit them up with everybody else on the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie Irving led the way and showed the Knicks that they need to come out and they need to ball from the first minute. It was a competitive game, but in the first quarter when the Knicks let the Mavs score 44 points, it was kind of the game was over after that. So I'm planning the Knicks to come out strong here. I got them in the first half and a unit on that, and I have a unit on the full game. That's the only play that I grabbed last night, as I believe that line did already move a point or two. So I usually don't grab lines right away, but that one, when I saw Desmond Bain get hurt and that I noticed that the Grizzlies never win back-to-back games this season, it just seemed like that was nothing's a lock, guys. But that did definitely something I really did like, and I bought that last night before I went to bed. So getting into our next game here, what do we got? The Warriors and the Bucks. Now I like this game here too a lot, guys. So going on the Warriors, we got Draymond Green still out. I'm gonna look here. We know he's coming back any day. So Golden State Warriors, do we got any update on? I just printed out Draymond Green. Supposed to come, it says his estimated return date is today. So I like that. The estimated return date January 13th. It's not for, we haven't heard anything yet, but I'm about to run over to put in something on the Warriors here. This line keeps moving. Let's go finish the injury list and get into the line here. So injury list, Moses Moody is injured. Chris Paul, it just had hand surgery. He's going to be out for a while. And Gary Payton injured as well. On the Bucks, Jay Crowder is injured. So the Bucks they did have a really good outing their last game or their home game when the Celtics came, and the Celtics were on that back-to-back. Now, Golden State Warriors, if I looked on their back-to-back this season, they compete. They can play a back-to-back. This isn't like they're going to get washed out like the Grizzlies, and you can just expect them to lose. Golden State Warriors are going to come in here, and they're going to play. Now, this line has moved from with Warriors being +10 to the Warriors being +11.5. This is moving where I'm like the Warriors with +11.5. in the starting line, I like the starting lineup here, and I think Draymond Green's coming back. Let's look at where the money is right now and what people are betting on, because it seems like people must be betting on the Bucks just because of what they saw last game. Ooh, the Bucks, they wiped out the Celtics, but the Celtics were on a back-to-back, and the Bucks that were due to finally get some baskets going through. They were so terrible shooting bricks the last 3 games. They had already their weak in defense, and then the 3 games prior to that, they were weak in offense. They were just weak all around. So finally, the last game, they came out and finally got some offense going, but they're still weak in defense. And that was just finally they got some offense going, guys. I don't see them to be consistently offensively scoring. I don't. And especially if Draymond Green comes back, we know that he'll bring some good defense along the line here. So everybody, 90% of the money is on the spread for the Milwaukee Bucks. No, excuse me. The money line is on the Milwaukee Bucks, and the spread is 50-50. So I'm thinking on this one, honestly, I'm going to put probably a unit on the spread, and I'm going to sprinkle something on the money line for the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are going to come out here and play. I'm predicting that this is going to be a close game, a lot closer than the Bucks winning by double digits. The Bucks have not shown me this year that they are that good that they should be winning against the Golden State Warriors on double digits when the Golden State Warriors play better on the road than they do at home. And look at what they've been doing back to back. They are competitive. They don't lose by double digits on a back to back game. This one, I'm riding Golden State Warriors. I like that a lot. And again, Draymond Green's probably going to be coming out, so maybe this line is going to start moving the other way when that gets announced. And he might sit down. He's in reconditioning, so they might say, oh, he's not ready yet. But I'm believing that on a back-to-back, they rested him one more day, knowing that tonight they can, Kevin Looney or the other big guys, they can rest a little bit more, bringing out somebody that's been not, been resting. So anyhow, let's get into our next game, because that's a good one there. I might be posting that one on Twitter, guys. I like that one a lot, the Warriors there. So far, the Knicks is the only one I've taken actual slips on, but I like that Warriors a lot, guys. After this show, I'll be seeing where I can get that. And again, I already kind of know. So we got next Orlando Magic at Oklahoma City Thunder. Orlando played amazing last night against the Heat. They're on a back-to-back with travel. Orlando can play still back-to-backs. This line opened up at plus 11.5 for Orlando Magic, and is still at plus 11.5 for Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic did say that Joe Ingles is going to be out. He played last night against Bam. I thought that Orlando Magic was going to be able to capitalize on bringing out some guys off injury, and then Miami had some guys on injury, so it was close. Ingles came out, but he's going to be out tonight, so that's important to know, because there's not much to go against Chet Holmgren with Joe Ingles out. Mark Flitz is still out. Wagner's out. Wendell Carter Jr. is out. Gary Harris out. So Orlando Magic is still pretty sorry. Last night, Jalen Suggs looked even the most sorry I've ever seen. He only played 12, 13 minutes, scored 2 points. I couldn't believe, if Jalen Suggs played a little bit better, I think the Orlando Magic could have won that game. He played just terrible last night. So I do like Oklahoma City Thunder here, but I just feel like this is going to be a very competitive game. Orlando Magic plays good defense. I might be looking at the under here and seeing what the total is between these two teams, and looking at the under, as I don't really feel comfortable taking taking Oklahoma City minus 11.5 against a good team. I believe the last game was minus 12.5 against the Trailblazers, and the Trailblazers are terrible. Trailblazers get beat by 20 points against every good team. Orlando Magic does not get whooped like that. They are competitive. They do not often get beat by double digits. I would have to go with the Orlando Magic with the points here, guys. I like Oklahoma Thunder a lot, but the only thing that makes sense here is the Orlando Magic. Let's see where the money is, and then I think we just got one more game we got to talk about, or 2 more games, and we'll be done for today, guys. Going in on the Magic. All right. On the Magic, Oklahoma City has 85% of the money is on the money line, and then the spread is like 50-50. So people are kind of realizing, hey, that's a lot of points for Orlando Magic, and I'm it's not a bad way to go. SGA, looking at his props here. Anybody else? Chet Holmgren. That might be a good one on rebounds tonight. Might be. Follow me on Twitter. I'll make sure this injury list is the way it is. But with Joe Ingles out, that might be a good one to go. Or PRAs on Chat. I'll have to see here. Anyhow, let's keep it moving here. Follow me on Twitter, and you'll get a public pick here today. What my favorite play is. I'm not going to do it right at the end of the video like I have been. It's just a little too early, and I like sometimes the injury list comes out, and then there's a better way to kind of look at an angle. So sometimes, usually around 2-3 o'clock, I'll be posting that in the late afternoon. I'll post that public play. Let's get into our next game, guys. We're talking about the Dallas Mavericks that have been owning. I don't know about owning, but they definitely owned the Knicks last night or 2 nights ago on Thursday when they got to compete. The injury list is important here. Lively is questionable, so he might be playing tonight. Green, questionable. He might be playing. Grant Williams, probable. He'll probably be playing. Max Klebler is questionable. We know for sure Luka Doncic's out and Dante Exum is out. I'm going to check one more time on the ESPN for the Dallas Mavericks and just clarify that Luka is not playing. Yeah, Luka's not playing tonight, but Lively's should be coming back tonight. So that's good to know. And on the Pels side, Pels, I believe, have nobody to talk about. They're looking like they're going to play people. See it on ESPN because maybe I'm missing a sheet here. New Orleans Pelicans, yeah, they don't have anybody listed. I think that's going to change, guys. I feel like they're playing a back-to-back. They had 4 guys that were on the injury list before the Denver Nuggets game last night. They're going from Denver to a different elevation. This is just not a good spot for the New Orleans Pelicans. I feel like they're going to be resting somebody. I don't see that they're going to play everybody. And if they do play everybody, I don't think they're going to play well. So I like the Dallas Mavericks in this spot. I believe so do people that are betting. This line opened up. Where the heck did my paper go for this one? Let's see. I maybe missed where this line opened up. Right now, this line is at. Yeah, this line was favoring New Orleans Pelicans when it opened up, and then it moved, and now it's favoring Dallas by, I think, -3. So when this opened up, it was -1 Pels. And then after last night and into today, it's kind of moved. And I think it's because of we know people are coming off of injury, and I'm suspecting that New Orleans is going to have to rest BI or I don't think they're going to play all these guys. I don't see it. Right now, there's not a lot of money we're looking at. $56,000 handle. Money line, 70%. It's on Dallas. On the spread, it's about 50-50. And I like Dallas here. Dallas just owned the Knicks. And the Knicks came fresh. And they're coming from Denver. And it's just not a good look. That's a tough elevation to change from. I like Dallas here a lot. I might take the spread. I might take the money line. I'm not sure here, guys. I might be going money line on this one, as when you're talking 2-3, sometimes it just kind of makes more sense to take the money line because it should be a close game. We got 1 or 2 more games. One more game. Come on. Let's get this done. All right. The Bulls and the Spurs. No, and then we got the Lakers after this. All right. This is a long show today, guys. If you're still here, I appreciate that. Hit that like button. Leave a comment on what your favorite play is, guys. The Bulls, this line opened up -6. -4 is now -6, favoring the Bulls. The Spurs are just sorry. They don't win often, so they have not won any back-to-back game. I don't think. And if they haven't. They have hardly won any games. So the Bulls have been playing better. It's Bulls or nothing here, guys. Injury list. Bulls have Torrey Craig injured. And on our Spurs, I wasn't able to find anything there. Do I got anything over here? All right, it's in. Victor's Wemby. He's resting. He's not. He's going to be out tonight, guys. So that's just in on ESPN. So I'm going to be jumping on the Dallas Mavs here. I like that a lot. And Zach Collins is out as well. This is a go on the Dallas Mavs guy, or excuse me, Chicago Bulls. My bad. Yeah, Chicago Bulls should be able to handle this. And I want to say they're playing in Chicago, but I could be wrong. Let's see where the money is, and also where they are playing in San Antonio. So Spurs are on a back to back though. The Bulls, I don't believe are. Spurs are on a back to back. Let's see where the money is here. 80% of the money is on the money line is on the Bulls, and 70% on the Bulls on the spread. I like the Bulls here, especially after seeing that Wemby is going to be out tonight, guys. I'm going to be definitely throwing a little bit of something on the Bulls here. And then our last game, I got to say I like the Lakers right away, guys. This line opened up at -1, is now at -1.5. And looking at the injury list, LeBron James, questionable. Anthony Davis, probable. Christian Wood, probable. Cam Reddish, D'Angelo Russell, questionable. Gabe Vincent, injured. So the only person we know for sure is not playing Gabe Vincent. And on the Utah Jazz side, they don't have anybody listed. Let's double check on ESPN. I don't see anybody on here. So they are playing back to back. Utah Jazz, I looked them up. They have lost, I believe, like almost every back to back game this season, besides going against the Detroit Pistons. Okay, like, wow, you won a back to back game against somebody that was sorry. Great. So I'm really leaning the Lakers here. I like the Lakers a lot in this position to come in and take advantage of a tired team. We know the Lakers can play good ball, and they need to stack these wins up. I like this game a lot. I'm definitely going to be throwing something on the Lakers here, -1.5. I might take them on the money line instead, because at that point, it's a -110 and a -130. I'm not gaining or losing too much over just a point when I know the game's going to be close. When I see something like, Magic plus 11.5, or, you got these crazy double digit numbers, Warriors plus 11.5. Those are where, I'm gonna take advantage of that spread and the points they're giving me. Here, I believe this game will be close against the Lakers, and I maybe would rather have the money line on it. Let's just double check what Vegas is saying over here and where the money and people are betting their money tonight. We got Utah. 60% of the money is putting on the money line on Utah. The spread, though, 60% of the spread is on the Lakers. So I'm definitely leaning Lakers here. I like them a lot, guys. I am going to be definitely putting something on that. I encourage you guys, follow me at Twitter, as I will be posting a couple plays that I'll be making here today. And my shows will be going down every Saturday and Sunday for sure. And I'm trying to work them in during the week when I have time. But usually these videos are kind of, they're fun, but they take time. So you can follow me over at Twitter and still get some premium content at every day. All right, guys, hit that like button, hit subscribe so you don't miss free content coming out with some free picks. And let's go ahead and cash. Peace, guys.